Hello and welcome to Planetbase. This is a survival planet-based game. The general idea is you send down a colony ship to a random planet in the known universe or unknown universe, depending on how you want to look at it, and you basically set up a colony base and you inhabit that planet and eventually become self-sufficient and expand and basically see how long you can survive. Now, with this game, it's in development by Madruga Works. It's on Steam, which you can get on Steam. And it came out on the 16th of October, it says the release date. And it's quite a good game. I've played a couple of hours. And to begin with, the game's you have to be very, very quick with the game. In the first 10-15 minutes setting up your base, because if you're not, you'll lose very quickly. I don't know if the game was set up purposely to do that, or it's just the way it's set up at the moment. Like I said, the game's still being quite developed by the developers, so it's something which they are regularly updating the game, which is great to see. So, new game. Here we go. So you've got your 3 different planets you can select with, but you can only access the first planet to begin with, and then once you've done set goals on the first planet, you can access the second, and then once you've done so many on the second, you can access the third. I think it's 2 from each, so if you do 5 on the first, 5 on the second, you can actually access the third, because it says 10 milestone, which are all these blips here. It also gives you a kind of an idea what they are, so survival, you got self-sufficiency and stuff like that. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to show you how to get build a base to start with. It's more a fact I'm going to show you a base that I've actually pre-built, which I'm going to do now actually, just so I can start explaining stuff, because if you're not very, very quick, there's no pause function, so I can't pause and explain it. I've got to just build very, very quickly so I can get to a point where it can be very, very self-sufficient. But yeah. So I'll be back in a few minutes just to show you that. Right, so here we are back on my little world here on the desert planet. And yes, so the way this works out, to get this game to run very, very quickly and to make sure your colonists don't die, you have to be very, very fast, and you need all these buildings quickly in order to be able to this to work. So first off, you need power. So that's even the forms of solar and wind. They're the only 2 forms of power I believe you can actually get. I don't know if until later down the line. And then also you need a place to store the power for, depending on the night time, because wind obviously is not always constant. It can sometimes be really high, sometimes slow, and obviously solar panels only working through the day. So if you store power, it's great for the night, especially if there's no wind. The next thing on the line is then you need to have a oxygen generator, which generates oxygen but requires water, which is over here, and also power, and then generates water. Oxygen, so I say. And then once you've got them up, so you've got this here, the water extractor, then you need a place for your colonists to get inside from, which is the airlock itself. And then once you've got all them, then you're okay. And the next thing you need to start worrying about is food. But luckily enough, food doesn't depreciate as much as water. Water and food don't depreciate too much as compared to what oxygen does. Because obviously without oxygen you can't survive and you'll die. But then obviously next comes along, which is water. Now once you've got all these, and obviously you've got enough power, as you can see here, which is great, then we can start focusing on expanding the base some more. So generally, when you start with 7 colonists and you have 2 robots. And I don't know how the makeup is. You always start with 1 robot in the general sense of a constructor bot, and 1 as a carrier bot. And then you also start with, I think, random amounts of different classes as well. So I think you start with 1 medic, 1 engineer standard, and then you've got a few workers, and then a botanist, and a couple of stuff like that. But we want to expand very, very quickly. So the next thing we want to do is we want to get a canteen on the works. So the best thing to do is come over here, and we'll expand this out. And you also want to connect this up. And one thing I've noticed when you make a new building is the fact of the oxygen actually goes down in the entire base, because the fact is you're adding a new area with no oxygen whatsoever. So it's something to keep in mind that you don't open up too many areas in one go, and don't expand too quickly, because your power requirements are also used. So as you can see, each bit requires power. So this bit requires 0.95, that put in for 0.5, that's 0.5, and also I think depending on how long it is as well. So the longer your connection is, so if you've got the longest extent, it requires more. And you've also only got a limited amount of resources, so you start with quite a lot from your colony ship, but you have to take into mind that after a bit of time and a little while, you'll lose them, and obviously you'll need to start being self-sufficient, which which is one thing that obviously you want to keep an eye on. Right, so we're just waiting for this to come up. So we're going to try and make this a priority just to say, oh, come on, get up. But you have to get your stuff from your colony ship into and pick them up. This is the one thing that takes a lot of time. But there is a speed up option, which is the plus and minus keys. So if you hit plus, the speed up stuff will go a lot quicker. Which is great. But one thing I noticed, it says low risk for asteroids, meteors, but you seem to get quite a lot of landing down. You can be very unfortunate to have one land where you don't want it to be. And that's either on top of a colonist, which you need, or on a particular building and destroy it, which again you might need and you'll lose, because if you lose one of your main power or water extractors or like that, that's it, game over. You can't get back in time. It takes that long to rebuild stuff. It's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, so we're just waiting for this little guy over here. What's a Vihan Conrad to actually drop down this, because you can see that now they require some water, and the only way to get that is through the canteen. So hopefully the constructor bot will come back outside and build this up. Now it seems like the constructor bot's always the one building stuff. The engineer is just there, or the human engineer anyway, is just there just to repair the constructor bot, because you can see everything has got a condition, and everything will deteriorate with time, especially like your wind turbines, your solar generators when they're being used. Right, so once this is up, I mean, that's two in such a short space of time, so I won't cost it at low risk. I'd say it's high risk. Something's not right there. Right, so this canteen's almost built up, which is great. So let's speed that up some more, because I want this connection to be built up. So it should be the next thing. There we go. So you noticed, you'll build a new area, this place will go red, and the oxygen you can see is going up, but it'll balance it out for the entire area, so this will actually drop down. I think you can survive on about 10% oxygen, and it don't become an issue. But the next thing to do is we want to get a drinking fountain. Put it over here. We also want to get some tables to be able to eat, and then apparently a good thing to have is a TV screen, and that's generally down to so people can watch TV while they're eating. And we'll have it over here because it's already occupied slightly anyway, so we'll have it there. And then at some point you'll need a meal maker. So let's plonk that down. It's right in the way of the corridor, but oh well. And generally the way it works is this is where they can get the food, and this is where they come to get drinks. The water supplied by your water extractor, and your food at the moment is only supplied by what you have left until you actually get down later on the line, and this is when you make your own food. And that's the next building, which I'm going to actually have to try and build, which is a biodome. Now I'm going to have it connected up. You can actually connect them up in 2 points if you want to. I'm going to have it connected up here. I'm not going to have it too far away. So connect that up, get that built up, and then obviously we're going to put priority on getting this built up. Now you don't want to put too many, you can only fit so many products into one building. You can have different size ones. So at the moment this is medium. I think you can have a medium, large and extra large. So I'll actually show you. You can have different sizes, but obviously the bigger size require more. So if you have a look here, they get bigger. So, but they require more resources in the sense of metal and bioplastic. But they produce a lot more, in case of the oxygen generator, produce a lot more oxygen, but consume a lot more power, and they consume a lot more water. So we've got the water now up, so these guys, when they come first, they'll go into the inside, and they'll have a drink. This is all hooked up well enough, so you don't have to have it specially hooked up to this building. You can actually have it, most of your stuff hooked up anywhere, and they all connect, as you can see. So the power's connected to here, the water's here, and they'll all connect up. But if you lose a certain part, so say this bit gets destroyed, I'll lose everything. Okay, so the meal maker's been built, so at least now when put meals in, either one of these two will make a nice meal. Wow, jeez. I've got a feeling eventually someone's going to get hit and I'm going to lose them. But like I said, this is just a general overview video at the moment of basically what this game's about. Hey, so we've reached survival, so that's the first phase, the first checkpoint. 1 day after landing, your people are still alive. So I think that's a time-based achievement. So you survive after 1 day, and yeah, and that's a little screenshot saying survival, and then a little bit at the bottom. But that's really cool. So that's your first achievement. So that's 1 out of 5 I need to the next world. We're going really, really well, which I'm really liking about this. Video screen's been built, and that's for morale. So there's 5, I think is it 6 in total. So you've got health, nutrition, hydration, oxygen, sleep, and morale. And the next one I'm going to build is a sleep area, once this one's up and running. So, to be honest, you can fall asleep anywhere. It might not be a good night's sleep, but at least you can fall asleep anywhere. I don't think you're going to die of lack of... Well, I don't know, you probably could die of lack of sleep, but... Yeah, okay, I just need this constructor bot to build this area, and then we can get some food growing. So they're all queuing up to have a drink. Right, so we've got this bit up. So now you come into some buildings have the edit panel, which is this one here, and you can actually edit what's inside it. So we click on here, and then we want some food. So we want probably radishes. We get a radish pad, and we also want a tomato. Put them there, and these is how you generate food for the long term. Right, so once we've done that, I think the next ideal is to go and build a dorm, because we want people who are to sleep, because obviously that affects morale. Now, you've got to be very, very careful. Some buildings are dead ends, as they call them, where you can't connect anything to, so... I think the airlock's a dead end to a degree. You can't connect anything to the outside, in the general sense of internal. You see, this is a dead end. This structure can only have one interior connection, and the same for the dorms, and all like that. So this is basically where you go to sleep. So we can have it... have it here. We can have probably in the oxygen bit. Yeah, we'll have it here. And then we'll have the connection there. So people can come over here to sleep. Right, so we've got the radish pad up and running, so now we'll have a botanist who come along and actually maintain this. Which one? Who's my botanist? Ah, okay, Boris. Boris Goodman. He's my biologist, I'll say, not a botanist. I think that's the person who will look after my... Is it biologist or botanist? Might be biologist then, by the looks of it. And a medic there, but not very useful until we have a medic bay. Right, so it's coming along nicely, and these games are... It's one of my... I love being able to play games like this. You'll be able to just start with nothing at all and expand and see how well you can actually survive. I mean, if you guys like me playing these games, then a thumbs up, you know, is always nice. You like, because at least then I know if I'm on the right kind of games. And if you want to see series of them or if not, because obviously you only have a limited amount of time to be able to, and I don't want to put too many videos, so I want to use that time wisely on games that people like and to watch me actually play. Right, so this should get up, so I've put it to priority, even though it's the only building. I think it becomes more of a priority if you have more than one building you want to build, and it's like, well, which one's more important? Let's see, these guys are getting very, very sleepy at the moment. They're not like they're going to fall over and go to sleep anywhere, but eventually you will want to have them to have a bed. So here we go. Here's the constructor bot. He's on his way. We're doing alright for power, which is great, and we're doing alright for everything else that's cool. So again, the more you expand, the more power you require. So you have to keep a very, very quick eye on that, because if you lose your power, you're going to lose your oxygen, and that's the main killer. It's not the lack of power anywhere else. It's your oxygen. You'll die that way, because oxygen is, like I said, your number one thing. Right, here we go. So this building is now connected when this last bit goes. There we go. Right, and then we want to get... We'll have one bed for now. I think you don't need more than that. Once everybody's slept at least once, they seem to be fine. But obviously, as you expand your colony and more people's here, you want to actually get more beds, because otherwise you'll have a lot of people that start to fall asleep anywhere. Right, so how are we doing at the moment for us? We've got quite a lot of food still, quite a lot of bioplastic and metal, spare parts as well. Right, so the next stage, what do we want to get from here now? We got that. Wow, that was very close. Right, so I think the next thing we want to probably do is get a lab you can actually go synthetic meat and also produce medical supplies. But I want to get a very, very self-sufficient. That's where you need a mines. This is where the external part comes in. So we'll probably have... this is how you get ores. So we'll link it up over here. And we'll link it up with this. I want it close to the airlock because we want people to be able to bring the metal in, and then we also want a factory, so we want to have a storage down here probably. It looks like a lot of these guys are asleep. These ones are all sleeping at the moment, so they'll go up. We might actually need some more beds. It might be a good idea. We'll get some more There we go. So that should work a bit better. So we get 2 lots of beds. At least 4 people can sleep at a time. Because we only have 7 colonists anyway. Right, so that requires 2. So now this constructor bot can build this up. You gonna? No? Ah, there we go. Okay, so that's the mine up and running. And we're getting into night time now. We're just got to keep an eye on a power supply. Cause like I said, the solar panel doesn't work. It's very, very good at producing power through the day, but through the night, no. Right, so what's the next course of action shall we take here? Let's go down and we'll build a storage unit, I believe. That's probably a good idea. We'll build it down here. Have it there. Okay. So this is where eventually when you get rid of your colony ship, you can actually recycle it to get extra materials out of it. And yeah, we can store everything in here then, instead of having to wander outside in the colony ship all the time. But as it stands, I'll rather leave them in there, because the problem is when you leave everything on the ground, everybody then goes, oh, we need to pick up it and move it to the storage place, and it gets really annoying very quickly. So looks like we're going to come over here, and this requires 2 metal and 2 bioplastic. Okay, so the engineer's done that. Oh, well done, you've actually done something. Well done, Florence. Florencia Adams. Interesting name. So now we can have 4 people sleeping. These guys are taking a lot of time to sleep, wow. You guys gonna wake up anytime soon? They're both my biologists asleep. That is... oh, it's a worker and a biologist, that's fine. These require constant maintenance, as you can see here, so that if the condition's not good, they'll produce less food. And there's another meteor hitting the ground. So we'll get the storage up. What are we doing for power? We're doing okay at the moment, we're not losing too much, which is good. Right, so storage has been built, and then we can expand onto this storage via... we want a processing plant over this side, probably. So we'll have it over here. There we go. There we go. That'll work. Nice, drink a cup of tea. Can't beat it. Right, so we've got 4 colonists asleep now, we've got 3 awake. One's very asleep, we've got the botanist on work, which is cool. So we should be increasing, yeah, he's increasing the condition at least, so it's should go from decent to good. Right, it's going very well. I mean, power outage is very good. We're not losing too much. Like I said again, the night's the main one which you have the bigger issue with. Because you know when the daytime is, you just don't know when night. Well, you know when daytime and how long it's going to be. Is the moment this is generating anything. Power grid consumed producers overloaded. I don't know how it's overloaded, but maybe it's the connector. I don't know. At some point we'll get 2 turbines and we'll connect them up. We might have a separate turbine of its own just to provide a bit of power. Might have it over here. Because the way turbines work, it powers, well, the way power works in this game, it powers the nearest places first. This is why you always probably want your power connected up to your oxygen generator, because it's the first thing you need power for. The same for your water. Right, okay, so we're doing really okay. We're doing alright. We're doing good. Speed this up a bit more. We want to get this built up. He's dropped off. And now we just need an engineer to come round and build this up. Is that my engineer there? Nope. That was just my worker. Okay, so I'm going to have to wait for the constructor bot to come round. This is eventually when you start needing more than one airlock, because it gets to a point where it's like, oh, okay. He's going to come all the way around the entire base just to construct something. There we go. Ooh, wow, that landed very close. Didn't hit anything, luckily. Right, so we've now got a medium processing plant. So when we actually start producing some ores, which you can see here, we can actually turn them back into metal, which is cool. So we'll want to get a metal plant and also a bioplastic plant there. Bioplastic, you can only get that from plants. This is where the room comes in. I made one mistake in one of my previews where I overloaded this with just food. I should say you should recycle your colony ship before long, because we're running out of materials. So we want to get some of these up. So we've got rice paddy, which is very, very fast, and then we've also got a potato. I think you can, I don't know if you can use these as food. I think you can in a way, but the main purpose is to get bioplastic, or the requirements for it. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it here. So I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked, then, well, a thumbs up's always great. If you want to see me do or continue this on this game, then just leave some comments below, and obviously a thumbs up, and it's always great. I know we've just hit self-sufficiency, which is great. So that's actually being able to produce our own stuff now to be able to survive. But yeah, it's just a good indicator saying, yeah, people liking this series, and I'll continue doing it, and see which series aren't doing as well, and we'll go from there. But thanks for watching, guys, and until then, I'll catch you later. Bye. Go up on my level. I'll just take it. Oh no, what? He took me out. So we've got two kind of weapons, you have to really watch it.